Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I think it is just around lunchtime. Well, it's good to be able to call you up and chat with you. This will just be just for a few minutes because I still get really winded easy. Oh, can you hear the rooster? I have my bedroom window open because it is pretty warm here in Texas. I think the high today is 73. So I have the window open, which is good and bad because now the allergies are coming with the new grass is coming up, spring, and I saw one of my neighbors when I went out to the mailbox. I saw that they got their crocuses coming up. So Texas spring is very short, and then we're into the summer. Oh, Sadie and Monster are still at my friend's because yesterday I was a little unsteady and I didn't want them under my feet, but he's gonna bring them home today. In the meantime, Miss Kitty Cat, she's laying here on the bed. She's taking advantage of being able to come in here and get a good cozy nap while the other two girls are away. Oh, she's purring really loud. Yesterday, I felt a little stronger than I do today. I took my time yesterday and I put up my laundry that I had washed right before I had to get admitted into the hospital. And then I took just a little walk around on this land because I had been in that hospital bed 5 days. So I needed to get up and do a little bit of walking besides just walking out to the chickens. And yesterday, God blessed me so much. I got a text from, let me see if that's not a phone call. Nope. I got a text yesterday morning from some friends who are also subscribers that don't live too far away. They don't live here in Wiley, but not far away. And I've mentioned them to you before. We've met up a few times now. And they texted and wanted a grocery list. And I really couldn't think of a whole lot, but I did think of some things that I could use, like fat-free cottage cheese and, of course, bottled water and a few other things. And so they wanted to get me those things, and no charge for buying it and no charge, delivery charge for them bringing it to me. So they came yesterday and brought that. I'm not going to mention their names because they've always just wanted to remain anonymous, which is fine, and I respect it. They're really good people. And she said to me, she said, you mentioned in one of your videos that I had wanted to make me some fingerless gloves. And I had really been wanting to right before I got so sick. And guess what? She ended up making me such a nice pair. I don't know what yarn she used, but it is soft. And look. Wasn't that nice? And so, thank you again. You know who you are. I really appreciate that. She made me that. And her husband was really kind yesterday to help me. Ever since this whole episode happened, there's been a change in my vision. And I have a new glucose meter. It looks very bougie, as Granny D would say. I mean, I think it checks everything in your body. Besides your blood, it does check your ketone level. But I couldn't read that little booklet that came with it, that small print. Even with my glasses, I was struggling. So I asked him if they'd help me, and he read it and then explained it to me. So that's good. And I've started on a low dose of insulin, very low, only 20 units, which is just like a drop. But it's very long lasting, and it's one that they gave me in the hospital, and I didn't have any intolerance to it. And so that's what the doctor sent me home with, made a prescription. And so I have that. I'm still on antibiotic because of the sepsis. But what else can I tell you? I go to the endocrinologist February 6th, my diabetes doctor. And I need to look and see when I follow up with the surgeon. And I may need to call my pulmonologist. This happens every time I've had surgery, the brain surgery and the 2 shoulder surgeries. I just have a hard time with catching my breath. And of course, part of it has to do with being under anesthesia, but that'll be a week ago tomorrow, so that part should be out of me. But also, people with Chiari are very prone to respiratory issues. And I gotta see if my pulmonologist may need to change my inhaler. I'm very prone to bronchitis and pneumonia, so that's why I don't want to just lay down. I want to do just a little bit of walking. This morning, someone from church texted. One of our very humble Spanish families texted to check on me, and he said that his wife was wanting to cook me some homemade caldo de pollo, which is chicken soup. I said, oh, brother, thank you, Jesus. That would be such a big blessing, because I'm really a lot weaker today than yesterday. I do have some squash that I was going to boil up, and I still may boil it up so that it will be cooked. But I'm not up to cooking a soup or anything major. And so he told his wife how much that would bless me and be a help. And so they'll come around 5 o'clock to drop it off. And what else? Esther, my goose, just keeps laying eggs. That's fun. And really, I guess that's about it. Of course, I really miss Sadie and Monster. Today is the week, that I had to leave them. But I'm so thankful I have a friend that's always willing to take them when something like this comes up, or even when I get to go away someplace. That's a blessing too. There's always something to be thankful for, no matter what. Well, I'll speak for me. No matter what I'm going through, I want to remain thankful, because God is faithful. So I am thankful. But I just wanted to call you up for a few minutes. I guess this is basically all of the update, because I already believe that you all already know what happened. If you don't, last Wednesday I went to the hospital in so much pain in my stomach, and found out that I needed to have emergency gallbladder surgery, and had that Thursday morning. And the surgeon told me that my gallbladder was dead, and it had turned gangrene, which caused the sepsis. And during all that time, my blood sugar, put me into the diabetic ketoacidosis. So it was kind of touch and go because, well, just the sepsis alone is fatal, and then so isn't the diabetic ketoacidosis. But God saw fit to bring me through. If God would have seen otherwise, I'm ready to go on. And oh, what rejoicing there will be. Heaven's Jubilee. But the Lord spared me again, being so close to death for the second time. God spared me. And the doctor, when the surgeon came in Sunday morning to check the site, you know, they come in every day, and said, well, from the surgeon's view, you're clear to go home. And then when the admitting doctor, who had come in every day, checked me out and gave me the okay to go home, he was really surprised that someone as sick as I was only in the hospital 5 days. Some people are in there for weeks and months just with sepsis, not including the diabetic ketoacidosis. But all I did was just trust God and wait on God, and I'm still doing that because that's where my strength comes from. And it is so good to be home because I can open my trailer door and look out at my chickens and the wild birds and get fresh air and sit on my bench out there and get some vitamin D. You know, there's no place like home. That's why they say that. So I was wanting to try to crochet today, but I just don't think I can. Well, thanks everyone for sticking with me. I really appreciate that. And thanks for all your prayers and your thoughts and your comments. I really appreciate all that too. And right before I got sick, I got Happy Mail from Nancy that I need to find. I was rushing. See, what happened Wednesday was let's see, Wednesday, yeah. I had called, I think, Tuesday to see if I could get in to see my primary doctor, and it would have been 2 weeks. So I said, could I see her nurse practitioner? And there was an appointment for the next day at 10:30. And I drove down there with a pillow pressed up against my stomach and so much pain, and got in there and saw the nurse practitioner, and she felt around my belly, and when she hit one spot, I just about flew off that table. And she said, I can't treat you. You have to go next door to ER. And so she called the nurse and got the wheelchair, and they wheeled me over there. And I got called in sooner than other people that were waiting in the ER. I still had to wait, but because I had a emergency card from the doctors saying that I needed urgent blood work and something else, they got me in as fast as they could. And then the doctor looked around and then came back and said, it's your gallbladder and you need to have emergency surgery today. And I said, wow. I said, well, I have to go back home and I'll come back. And she said, what do you got to go home for? And I said, I got 2 fur babies out home, and nobody, I can't call anyone to go in and get them and take them to another place because I have my key. Also, I have to arrange for someone to take care of my chickens. I mean, I just can't leave like that. So she said, well, you can sign yourself out AMA, against medical advice, and go take care of your business and get back as soon as you can. I said, I'll do that. God being my helper, I'll make it back to Wiley and make it back here. And I did that. I got back there a little bit over an hour. And when she saw me, she didn't think that I really was going to keep my word and get back there. But I did, and she was trying to contact the surgeon to see if I couldn't have that surgery that evening or late at night. But there was other things they were taking care of. So they put the surgery off for Thursday morning. And I remember being wheeled into the OR. The nurse wheeling me in said, we've entered the OR at 8:08 a.m. Thursday morning. And so that's how that happened. Sunday, I keep thinking that today's Wednesday, is it? Huh. But anyway, Sunday, when I got the clearance, my pastor and wife said to let them know when all the paperwork was in order and all, and they'd come get me so that my pastor's wife could drive my car back home to my place and I could ride with pastor. And that's what we did. And that didn't happen until I think almost 4 o'clock, because the doctor was calling in the insulin, and then the meter, and then your lancets, and then your test strips, and then your antibiotic, and then he put in gauze alcohol pads, so I can wipe my finger before I pick it, and then Imodium in case the antibiotic caused issues. And then right next door to the hospital is the pavilion where doctor's offices are, but it's also the pharmacy. So my pastor picked me up, and then we went next door to the pavilion, and my pastor went in and got my stuff, and then I got home. I so wanted to go to church Sunday night. I just love church. But my pastor advised me I better stay home and rest. So I did. And so that's basically the gist. I had at one time 4 or 5 IVs. I had to have a continuous IV drip of insulin, and then 2 or 3 different antibiotics in the beginning because of the sepsis caused by the gangrene. And after that, it was another kind of IV to build up the minerals that I had lost, and then something else to help with the blood, because there was acid in my blood from the gangrene. So my arms are so bruised. But thank God that there's medicine, and thank God that there's doctors. So I'm going to let you go. I think I'm going to lay down. But continue to stick with me. I'll get some crocheting done to show you, and some videos. I do have something done that I got done days before I got so sick. I made it for a friend, but I just didn't feel like pulling it out and laying it out to, do a video on it. But I will share it with you. Okay, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.